I knew it, Theo muttered, his voice filled with a growing sense of unease. What's the meaning of this, Theo? Erin exclaimed, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. She gasped as she surveyed the scene before her gaze falling upon a collection of barrels filled with volatile explosives. Explosives? Those sons of bitches. Were they planning on taking us down with them? We have no time to lose. We need to escape immediately, Theo commanded, her voice sharp with urgency. Okay, they responded, his voice equally resolute. A swirling vortex of darkness sphere appeared. Theo, look at the approaching black sphere, Theo shouted with rage, his voice laced with frustration and despair. The ground trembled as the fortress was engulfed in a cataclysmic explosion, the force of the blast sending shock waves rippling through the air. Reload, a figure commanded, their voice cold and emotionless, as they prepared for another volley. With a precise, almost mechanical motion, he reached out, his hand disappearing into the swirling darkness. Another wave of explosions tore through the fortress, the very foundations shaking under the relentless assault. Exterminate them all. Don't leave a single ant alive, the figure commanded, his voice devoid of any trace of mercy. The scene shifted, a lavish, richly decorated chamber, and a cradle. A woman, Emil, her face pale and drawn, cradled a small, swaddled son in her arms. There, Axion, my baby, she murmured, her voice a soothing balm against the backdrop of chaos and destruction. Did it hurt a lot? Mommy will. Her eyes, filled with a terrifying mixture of grief and madness, blazed with an unholy light. Bring you the head of that filthy vermin, she vowed, her voice dripping with venomous hatred. A swarm of shadowy figures descended upon the fortress, their movements swift and silent, like wraiths in the night. Evelyn, her sword drawn and her stance firm, prepared to meet the attackers head-on. Don't let anyone escape, her voice commanded, echoing through the chaos. Yes! A chorus of voices responded as they launched themselves into the fray. Evelyn, her face a mask of disbelief, stared at the attackers. The entire fifth team led by Trainer was wiped out by these people, she muttered, her voice barely a whisper. No, there's no way. There must be. Her eyes narrowed, a flicker of suspicion crossing her features. A chilling premonition washed over her gaze filled with dread. Suddenly, a devastating barrage of fiery projectiles rained down upon them, the force of the explosions sending shockwaves through the air. Team leader, a voice cried out, desperate and filled with panic. Evelyn, her movements swift and precise, deflected the incoming attacks. Shit, she cursed under her breath, her eyes scanning the battlefield for the source of the assault. It's an ambush, she shouted, her voice ringing with urgency. Everyone, take cover. A soldier, caught in the blast, screamed in agony as he was thrown through the air, his body engulfed in flames. Ah! Evelyn, her face contorted with pain and desperation, reached out towards the falling soldier, her hand outstretched as if to grasp him from the jaws of death. The soldier's screams were cut short as he crashed to the ground, his body broken and lifeless. Theo and the other dashed to get cover. Team leader, the soldier shouted. Everyone's here. It's an ambush. We must leave this place quickly, stated Evelyn. Theo looked at the situation. All right, let's head to the opposite direction of the ambush. A blue system window popped out. Thunder Gate opened. The cognitive limits have been lifted. Theo, starring. Thinking speed and sensory abilities are enhanced. Theo's eye glowed. Theo proceeded to calculate and find the best route. Theo's eye returned to normal. Evelyn shouted, Why are you just standing there, Theo? You must leave here right now, so get a hold of yourself. Theo grabbed Evelyn's hand. Evelyn panicked. What are you doing? There's no time. You must. No, we must get inside the fortress. Evelyn staring at Theo. Theo continued to pull Evelyn as the castle begins to crumple. I can't believe we have to go back to that place that was almost fried. The lives of 21 people depend on you, Theo. Selford yelled. Theo continued, If we run outside, we will only be attacked with bombs or ambushed. It's a trap. Theo used hatchling synchronization is to read the layout. He continued on explaining, they must think that we won't be able to survive inside the castle. Theo, with shining eyes, using, right now, with this ability, we will definitely survive. Theo read through using his abilities. There are gunpowder buried on the left and cannonballs on the right, so we must head to the stairs ahead. The group run through the stairs. Evelyn noticed something. It's a dead end. The Sodders looked betrayed. Hey, you told us to trust and follow you. Theo, what's the plan? We can't even turn back now. The fortress starts to collapse. The group looked frightened as they are falling with the rubble. Theo looked at the falling rock with Umbra and Hulkus. Theo landed on solid ground, surrounded by the falling debris. The fires spread, all of the cannonballs were used. A soldier stated he continued, keep in mind, this is our revenge for young Master Axion. I don't care if he's all crushed, just bring back his head. Theo on the ground after the explosion. I thought we were going to die. The group tired. As expected of you, Theo. You had your plans. You managed to think of breaking the floor in a split second. As the group spoke, the enemy appeared behind them. What's this? Why are you guys? How are they here? Black Skull? Why are they? Theo questioned. I only came here because the ground layer is particularly hard. Stated Theo. Theo shocked. Theo looked through the holes in the walls and saw Sodders. Theo looked down and saw a chained-up man. 15 leader, Trainer Isvin? He continued to look at him. Evelyn was relived. Thank goodness you're alive, Trainer. Evelyn looked at Trainer, but this is shocking. I can't believe the one that planned this was Ragnar's Intelligence Bureau. Trainer's chains fell to the ground. Trainer fell on the ground and asked, I guessed. It wouldn't be possible to do an ambush like this without an insider. But how can one point a sword at a family member? The other replied with, this is clearly treason. That's right. We must pay back. Trainer stopped the other. Don't even think about it. It's better to not rush about it. They planned all this to catch us from the start. It will be hard for us to face them with our current number. We should go outside and inform the Black Pillar. Theo looked down. That's not possible. Seeing that there's no backup from the Black Pillar right now means that the Black Pillar members that were ambushing them were also trapped. That's why I brought us inside the castle. However, there's a chance of winning. Those guys even buried their men underground. They must intend to cover up this incident. So they will definitely come to check our dead bodies. Once they're sure of their victory and come to confirm it, we can ambush them back while hiding in the ruins and win. Isvin looked at Theo. He's opened the Thunder Gate at that age. I've aged. I even gave up in such a situation. I think the new recruits were chosen very well this time. Stated Isvin. He jumped up, you're right. The White Dragon Squad can't be the one beaten up. The plan is as you've heard just now. White Dragon Squad. Prepare to fight.